Who has more to lose?
Chelsea has more to lose in this game.
Oh, you think so?
Well, yes. So let me give you the reason. Do you think Chelsea will win the Champions League this season?
I don't know, but the bookmakers will always favor them. Well, maybe, top 8.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, this is the Champions League. This is a new format. I'm saying a new format because even Bodo Glimt are even beating Inter Milan.
Under no circumstance would a Man City team, with a Liverpool team, with a United or a Chelsea team aiming for the league title draw that match.
And that is the same way a team like Chelsea who wants to make it to the top 4 draw against Burnley.
What is the aim of playing the EPL?
Yeah, to lift it.
To lift it.
To lift the trophy
to lift
and
it.
Then qualify to the Champions League.
Let me finish. Qualifying to the Champions League is an afterthought. It's like the roles had reversed, when Jose Mourinho was there and Drogba and Lampard
they used to bully Arsenal.
Yeah. It's the same thing that is happening to Chelsea under Mikel Arteta now, because Chelsea is now being bullied by Arsenal. So I don't think that match is going to be as tough as people are indicating.
All right, so it's Premier League time. Title race getting intense. Manchester City tailing Arsenal. Arsenal, they've played one more game more than City. Point gap is 5. But then interestingly, the title race could take, an acute turn because there's a London derby happening at the Emirates later this weekend. It's Chelsea visiting Arsenal. You talk about one of the, the classic fixtures in the Premier League, the classic matchups in the Premier League. It always has to do with Arsenal and Chelsea. But then the conversation has to do with the fact that Arsenal are aiming to win the league for the first time in over 20 years. But for Chelsea, after parting ways with Enzo Maresca, now there's Liam Rosenier, and they are also aiming to qualify for Europe's most prestigious club competition, that is the UEFA Champions League. That sets up an interesting weekend in the Premier League. I have 2 gentlemen, 2 reps. One supports Arsenal, the other Chelsea. And you know that at this point, you can't make any argument without prejudice. Definitely you'll be biased. And I know that definitely we'll be having this conversation to see what really happened. Arsenal, are they still favorites to win the title? Or do you think Chelsea will be even more hungrier? Because Chelsea are also 3 points behind Manchester United, 6 points behind Villa. They are not looking at winning the title. Obviously, as Champions League qualification, that's the most important thing. It's a priority for them. Welcome, Amos. Welcome, Force. Force, you are Chelsea through and through.
I know you start with him.
No, I'm starting with you because I know why I'm starting with you. Force.
Start with Amos.
I'm not starting with Amos. Amos looks calm. I don't care if you don't. But Chelsea, what are the chances of Chelsea qualifying for the UEFA Champions League?
On a scale of a probability, which is 1, I'll say half. You understand? 0.5.
0.5.
Yes.
0.5.
Yes, because if they had beaten Burnley, I would have put it probably 0.8. Which is closer to 1, which is closer to qualification. But for them to have bottled it against Burnley, I do believe that this season things have not been going well. They've blow hot, they blow cold here and there. Because if you look at the team that Maresca was trying to build, he wasn't able to make a clear identity for the squad. For people to know that this is the identity of Chelsea, this is how they play, and you see. That negates the quality that Chelsea have got. Chelsea have got an enormous quality, just that they lack a bit of experience across the spine of the team. So I think that is what is working against them. But the probability of qualifying to the Champions League is a bit high if only they can fine-tune their defensive frailties.
But who has more to lose, Amos? Who has more to lose? Arsenal, they are chasing the Premier League title for the first time. They are chasing it, but then they are aiming to win the title for the first time in close to 22 years. Now you look at Chelsea, they are not aiming to win the title. It's impossible. Mathematically, it is. Definitely. Realistically, it's not possible. Who has more to lose?
Well, Chelsea has more to lose in this game.
Oh, you think so?
Well, yes. So let me give you the reason.
Wow.
So you made mention of the Champions League. First of all, at this moment, Arsenal will qualify to the Champions League next season, no doubt about it.
Okay.
For Chelsea, it's a 50-50 something.
Okay.
The only thing that may be a problem for us as to whether we can win the Premier League. And so, even with that, it's a 50-50 something.
Wow.
But for Chelsea, they don't. As of now, they don't really look like they can even qualify to the top.
But they are still playing the Champions League, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
And there's a possibility they could win it and return back to the competition.
Do you think Chelsea will win the Champions League this
season? I don't know, but the bookmakers will always favor them. Maybe, top 8.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, this is the Champions League. This is a new format. I'm saying a new format because even Bodo Glimt are even beating Inter Milan. So definitely anything is possible. But let's look at Manchester United. I mean, they've been poor this season. Definitely, we've seen the number of matches, but ever since Michael Carrick came in as their new head coach, you've seen the kind of performance they've had now. They have like about 1 win ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah,
and they
I think it's
like,
3 points. The point gap is just 3
point
points.
gap is
48 for
3
5.
Yes, and United has about 13 wins or so, 13 or 14 if I'm correct.
Yeah,
just 1 win ahead of Chelsea, and I don't see United making a break or a losing at this point because they really need to make sure that they want to get Champions League next season. They're having more games. They're having less games this season. They're out of the Carabao Cup. They're out of the EFL Cup. I mean,
it's only the league for them to contribute.
Yes, it's just the league. So at this moment, there is that kind of advantage for United to qualify ahead of Chelsea. For Aston Villa, I mean, I really doubt if I should even put Aston Villa in the title race.
Whoa.
Because they've also been a great team. I mean, but they've lost vital points that could have also put them in the title race. So it could have been a top 3. Definitely, Manchester United may not be part of the title race, but Aston Villa were that close to becoming contenders of the Premier League title.
Okay, so you look at Villa, Chelsea, tailing United, Villa. Ideally, these are the 2 teams Chelsea will be looking at to overtake them. You know, in the event they want to qualify for the Champions League. Realistically, you think they can go past Villa?
That will also depend on if Villa are able to draw points. But at this moment, I don't see Manchester United dropping points. I see Manchester United United could make it to the 3rd position if they keep on winning their games. But for Aston Villa, it's a big doubt for me. I mean, Unai Emery starts good when the season starts. He's very really good when it starts. But then when the season is about to end, and you see him dropping vital points, and so Chelsea, they would have to pray that Aston Villa drops massive points on the road. But for United, they shouldn't even think of taking United out of the title race.
So who has more to lose at this point? Well, Arsenal won the title, Chelsea won. And if you're a coach, how easy or how difficult will it be that you have a team you need to psych up to qualify for the Champions League, or a team that you need to psych up to win the league title for the first time in 20 years?
Arsenal has massive things to lose, you understand, compared to Chelsea. Because you see, Chelsea can make the excuse that the vision, the aim for the season is not necessarily to be in the top 4.
Yeah.
And what is going to aid Chelsea is that 5 teams are going to qualify for the Champions League.
Obviously, yeah. It could get to the point where looking at the number of English teams still in European competitions. Yeah.
What about Arsenal? Chelsea the title for the first time in 22 years. They have been that close. Arsenal has been the team that has given Man City a run for their money in the last 4 years. To the extent that on 2 occasions, they almost had the ability to go over the line.
Their hands were even on the Premier League title until the
but you see, your hands can be on the Premier League title, but you would have to lift it. Do you understand? That is where experience, that is where composure, that is where the ability to stay composed comes in. I get to the point. Like the match they drew against Wolves. Under no circumstance would a Man City team, with a Liverpool team, with a United or a Chelsea team aiming for the league title draw that match.
And that is the same way a team like Chelsea, who wants to make it to the top 4, draw against Burnley.
No, that is what I'm saying, that qualifying for the Champions League is not as lucrative as winning the EPL.
So if qualifying to the Champions League is not that lucrative, then why were you complaining of when Chelsea qualified to the Conference League? Why were they complaining that the Conference League?
Oh no, that is a different argument. Okay, we are talking about who is going to lose much more.
Who has a lot? Who has more to lose?
It also plays a part.
Right, let me hear from Force.
What is the aim of playing the EPL?
Yeah, to lift it.
To lift it.
To lift the trophy and then qualify to the Champions League.
Let me finish. Qualifying to the Champions League is an afterthought. If one can lift the EPL and not qualify to the Champions League,
they will take it.
They will take it. Because that's the essence of playing in the EPL. Do you get a point?
Yeah, I get it.
It got to a point where the ridicule that Arsenal has been getting was the fact that they are lifting the EPL was qualifying for the Champions League.
Yeah.
So they were playing to be in the top 4.
And not to win the
And
title.
not to win the title. And now they've come of age where they were competing. Because you see, 8-10 years ago, they were not even competing for the EPL. Do you understand? They were not competing. But under Mikel Arteta, from the 3rd season under Mikel Arteta, they started competing properly. They were a team that could win the EPL. Do you understand? So for me, I would say that between Arsenal and Chelsea, Arsenal has more to lose. Because remember that if they lose against Chelsea, Man City beats Leeds United, the point gap comes to 2. And Man City has a game in hand, and Man City is likely going to win that game. But the question that we need to be asking ourselves is that between Arsenal and Man City, which team is capable of going 10 matches unbeaten? Arsenal has not demonstrated that yet.
No.
Man City has on several occasions demonstrated that they can go 10-15 matches unbeaten. Man City can go 10 matches and win all on the trot, getting 30 points.
Yeah.
But have they gotten what it takes to do that again? Yes, because they have reassembled their team. They've augmented with quality in Guehi and in Semenyo, and that has given us some uplift in how they play. What about Arsenal? Yes, they've also gotten an uplift because now Gyökeres is scoring goals, and that is the reason for which he was brought in. And so I can confidently say that Arsenal has much more to lose, and that is going to give them an impetus to go into the game against Chelsea over the weekend. And don't forget that over the past 10 matches, Chelsea has not beaten Arsenal.
Yes.
The best Chelsea has gotten in those 10 matches. Even going back to 15 matches, Chelsea had won only 1.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
The last and that was like 2021.
Yes, the best they had gotten was a draw. So that is it. It's like the roles had reversed. You know, when Jose Mourinho was there and Drogba and Lampard
they used to bully Arsenal.
Yeah. It's the same thing that is happening to Chelsea under Mikel Arteta now, because Chelsea is now being bullied by Arsenal. So I don't think that match is going to be as tough as people are indicating.
Wow.
Because Chelsea is going to lose at most. Chelsea's footprint in that match could be a draw if they really put out a fight. But I don't see them taking all the 3 points in that match.
Wow. Let's look at the tactical battles. Both teams with similar setup, but we're looking at the midfield. Rice is gunning for the PFA Player of the Year award. He's there with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Erling Haaland. You look at Moise Caicedo. He's also untouchable in that Chelsea midfield. Amos, you look at the two midfields. Obviously, in such games, KG games, derby games, tactics would definitely come to bear. Would see the impact of tactics. But then also, it's always about that midfield battle. Which midfield would you go for?
Well, it depends on the kind of tempo the game is going to flow. You look at a player like Odegaard. Odegaard is one player that he's not a type of player where you put him in a game where there is that kind of aggressiveness in it. He's not that kind of player that can play aggressive football. What he's really good in is making sure that he's really calm in a midfield setup. And so you look at a very, very cagey match this is a very, very crucial match.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm sure Arteta would definitely want to use
Odegaard. Go with Eze again?
Yes,
or you go with Odegaard?
Well, that's why I said it depends on the kind of tempo. Definitely, Odegaard, he would prefer to start Odegaard ahead of Eze. So if he wants to start Odegaard in this particular match, then he really needs to look at the kind of tempo. The tempo will depend on whether he should bring Eze into this game. Don't forget there is Zubimendi and the others.
Declan Rice as well.
Rice, they all play a part. And so heading into this particular game, Arteta will definitely want to make sure that he puts all his A games in this particular game. But he also needs to find the kind of right players to put in this game, because you can't just put any player in this game. I just mentioned Odegaard, for example. Let's say you should have a lot of arguments in there. Odegaard can't do that. He doesn't like arguments. All he's good is he needs to come and play his football. He's calm football, then he's gone. And so for this particular Chelsea, definitely Arsenal will walk into this game with big guns. Beating Chelsea back to back. The last time Chelsea went against Arsenal was back in 2021. And so definitely it's going to be an advantage for them. But that doesn't mean that they should just relax in this game. Chelsea will also come in hungry because they want to make it into the top 4 of the EPL. Definitely Champions League. They know they're out of the Premier League title race. And so Champions League is going to play another one. Another one has to do with Chelsea. You look at the likes of Moses Caicedo, you have Cole Palmer, you have all these,
Enzo Fernandez,
all of
yeah.
this. Enzo has been one of the players that has been very, very prolific for Chelsea. I mean, every weekend he's always playing a significant role, just like Moses Caicedo. And so I'll also be looking at the coaches.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rosnia,
Arteta. I mean, Arteta has been for a head coach for Chelsea for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Rosnia, this is first time coaching a big team like Chelsea in the English Premier League, and so a whole lot is going to come into this particular game, especially with Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal looking to continue to topple the league. My big problem has to do with Arsenal, with the fact that even if they should win against Chelsea in this particular game, remember Manchester City has a game in hand. I mean, the next game, who are they playing? They're playing against Leeds.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's going to be a big win for Manchester City. But then, my problem with Arsenal is that anytime they play Gyökeres, you look at Gyökeres. Gyökeres is one player that has been very, very dangerous. I mean, even if he's not with the ball, and he's at the back, I mean, the defenders find it difficult to move, because you defenders, if the little mistake they do to move, it's going to be a very, very dangerous one for them, because once Gyökeres has the ball, they know what Gyökeres is able to do. You remember the game against Wolves?
Yeah.
When Gyökeres was in that game, he wasn't really getting all the passes. But then, because of his position, it was very, very difficult for the defenders to move out, because the little mistake that they do, they know what Gyökeres was going to do. Look, at that moment when they substituted Gyökeres and they brought in Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Jesus doesn't have that composure to be doing all those kind of things. Even if he moves out, I mean, the defenders are not worried, because they know that definitely they're going to catch up against him. But you look at someone like Gyökeres, putting him in a game against Chelsea for him to play 90 minutes, even if he doesn't get the ball, let him be in the game for 90 minutes, because the Chelsea know that if the defenders make a little move, they know how dangerous Gyökeres is going to be in this particular game. And so Arteta needs to be very, very tactical in this game heading into Chelsea. I mean, a whole lot is going to play, mindful games. Put Gyökeres in the game throughout 90 minutes. Don't substitute him. Let him be in the game, even if he is tired. Put him in the game, because the little mistake Chelsea defenders make, they know that Gyökeres is going to be a very, very big worry to them. And so definitely Chelsea are going to have a tough time at the back. And so, but for Chelsea, I'll be looking at Cole Palmer. I'm expecting Cole Palmer to feature if only he's fit to play against in this particular game. Sure. If he's fit, it's going to be a very, very good one for him. So let's see what happens.
Let me take your prediction. You would go for Arsenal to win?
It definitely has not win, but definitely I expect something like a 3-1 win.
A 3-1 for Arsenal.
Chelsea will definitely score, but it's going to be a 3-1 for Arsenal.
Atika, let me quickly take your prediction.
Well, it's going to be tough, but I don't see Chelsea winning. I don't see Chelsea winning.
So what will be the scoreline?
I can't give you a scoreline, but I don't see Chelsea winning.
You don't see Chelsea winning. I also don't know what you're thinking. I think it would be an interesting game. It's always nice. Mind you, Arsenal are playing back-to-back London derbies, because in the last match week, it was a 4-1 drubbing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Tottenham Hotspurs. Now they face Chelsea, and this is an old-time classic as far as the Premier League is concerned. Let's hear from you in the comment section. Which team you think will win it, and which team do you think would really, really take this one, with everything, especially looking at the fact that Chelsea want to play UEFA Champions League football, and Arsenal also aiming to win the league title for the first time since 2003. Thanks so much, gentlemen. Amos, and then also Watiga Maulifos. Bye.